Walls are closing in.
I get so tired of technology never wanting to act right, but now we have it. Anyways, hello again and welcome to Art with Matt Mill. My thumbnail didn't go up, my sound went crazy. So you know that tonight's show is going to be great. Anyways, I am going to be working on a picture I have been working on most of the day, doodling. So as the title says, today I am going to try to finish this tonight, and I'm going to be doing a mushroom picture tonight, and we're going to try to finish this, hopefully finish the illustration, and I'm giving myself 2 hours to actually try to finish it. So we're going to see if I can do it, win or lose. I don't know. I don't know how realistic that's going to be, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to just give it a shot. You just got to take a harder hit of the ether before the show. I mean, maybe that was the reason why everything broke, was because of that. I have no idea. So, it's possible. It's very possible. I started a sketch earlier, and the sketch turned out to be pretty decent. So, we're going to go over to the board and get started. So, let's go on ahead and let's go to the table. Here we are, back to the old stone. I'm going to turn the lights on. Oh boy, look at that flash bang. Look at that flash. And here's some more bang, right? There we go. So I didn't want to tape this until I actually got it on the table. And yes, this is my little tooth flossy, right? So I'm going to we're going to get this down here and fix that so it can get all the way in here, right? Hopefully we get the color just right. There we go. Yeah. Well, if it got what it needed down, that's really sad. Come on. Go with the program. All right. You guys can see that pretty well, I hope. So you can see here, it started off with just a quick sketch, little mushroom area. Nothing really too extravagant. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're going to get some tape, keep it on the board. And I wanted to show you guys the entire process because usually I have this all set up and ready to go. But tonight, I want to show you exactly how it works. So I usually put sketch pad, page, I just cut it out, take it out. And I usually take just normal, you know, I wouldn't say scotch tape because that'll tear everything up, but like paper tape, right? This type of tape, you know, normal paper tape. You just want to put a little piece just on there, just to hold it. And then find you a blank spot that really doesn't matter that much. And then you can put you 3 more pieces. I usually put at least 4, you know, do the funky 4 corners or whatever. You know, boom, 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 right? So that way you got in place and that way you don't have to worry about like your sketchbook being in the way. And you're like, oh man, all of this, or what am I going to do? You don't have to worry about that. It's all out of the way. I got so much stuff on my desk, pencil shavings and stuff. So let me turn some music on so that way we have a little bit of background music and also can talk. You guys want to listen to some jazz, some classical? I don't know. This Sunday, probably listen to something jazzy. Or maybe classical. I listen to some classical music. Why not? You know, that is if the stupid thing will open up. Have you guys noticed that computers are getting slower, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like every time there's an update, every time there's something different being done, it always comes back to that, right? But I tell you what, we haven't done this in a while. The down tempo stuff. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, so we got the music just going. It's just some background ambience, you know, while we work. I'll change it if it gets a little too drony or whatever. So yeah, let's get in here. Now, I don't feel like listening to this one. This is a terrible start off. There we go. Get a couple more pieces of tape over here and then we can start. And it's like, Bill, you already spent 8 minutes. Yeah, well, you know, when you kind of have an idea and you have madness on your side, you don't really have to worry about too much, right? Because the madder you are, the faster and better it becomes. You don't really have to lose yourself trying to get there. So now we're here, right? There we are. Everybody can see okay? Put a yes in the chat if you can see it all right. Or if you need me to zoom in more or change the camera a little bit, you know, like that. We good? I feel like we are. All right, here we go. So I'm going to come back in here with one of the little bit darker pens. So this is a 0.2, a 2.0 type pen that I'm using. Now I wanted to use this for a specific reason because I wanted to get that extra detail under the stem. There we go. I know a lot of you mad ones have been asking about, like, oh man, when are you going to do some mushrooms, or when are you going to do something involving with mushrooms? And I kept saying, I'll do it. But then today I just said, you know, why not do something different? You know, I know everybody likes what I do, but you know, sometimes they might want to see something a little bit different. So I decided, why not? You know. Good, fantastic. Thank you, Dimitri. I hope everybody had a good day today. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a fun time. Even if you didn't do anything at all, if you just had a good day, throw a yes in the chat. Let me know if you've had a good day today. Even if you didn't do anything, even if you just sat around, stared at the wall, but it was your time that you could spend to stare at the wall, let me know. Because I'm happy for you guys if you got to spend some time today doing something that you enjoy. I know it's hard. We don't get a chance to do that often. You know, we live in a mad world with mad people doing mad things, so you don't get to really do what you want to do sometimes. But if you got a chance to today, or even this weekend, that's awesome. And if you didn't, that's okay. You'll get a chance to. Just don't give up. Your chance will come. I want this picture to feel like hope. I didn't want it to feel like dismal, dark, or anything like that. I wanted it to feel like beautiful, strange hope. I wanted it to feel like a place that you've seen before, but you just don't know how to get back to, right? Like, I know this place. I want to go there. I want to go back. How do I get there? How do I get back there? How do we get back to this? Right? That's how I think when I make these type of pictures. Like, this is a place that I've seen that I would love to go to and be back at, and you know, I feel like this music fits this so well. Like, this is exactly what it would sound like. And us moving around out here. There we are. Oh, that's wonderful. Great day at the park with a friend. That's always good. That's always good. Being able to get out, have fun, do things with people, enjoy life. That's always awesome. I know it sounds weird. I'm just trying to do something different this time around, you know. Like, I want to try it just for the month of April. You know, we're going to try to be I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive, you know. I know it seems like, oh man, the madhouse, but you know, I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive. Just a little bit. You know, you may be like, oh my goodness, I don't want to see that. But you know, I think it's good. I think a little positivity is good. Everybody can benefit from that. I am currently looking for a sharpener. I don't think I have my actual sharpener I need. So I am making it work. This is what the basement of the madhouse sounds like. When I'm down there, when I go down to the to the bottom floor where the Mad Doctor, Dr. Mad, is at. This is the best audio depiction of what it sounds like down there. It's disturbing. Sometimes there's creatures that don't have any faces or anything on them. They're just down there, right? And they're not even in tubes. They just stand. I thought about drawing it, but he gets a little upset every time I mention that I want to do something like that. He gets a little mad. To be honest with you, and I know that he can't really, he never watches the stream because he says that it's too disturbing for him. Right, exactly. You know, how can it be too disturbing for the Doctor? Yeah, he's afraid of my madness. Every time I talk about I'm going to write a story about what you do in here, he gets really upset, throws a fit. You know, he doesn't want me to depict what happens in this place. He hates it. He says it's a waste of good and I don't know why he says it's good intelligence, but it's a waste of good intelligence on people with this type of information. It's nothing beneficial, says the man. Alright. So what I'm doing here is I'm just lightly making these domes, right, for more mushrooms, just making them a little bit spread out, a little bit bigger. I don't want it to look so uniform, like, oh man, they're all the same size, same type. I want them to all look a little bit different, right? Just enough to definitely warrant, like, oh man, that's not the same. Oh, here we go. That's what I thought. It was going to cut that part off. There we go. That should be a little bit better, I hope. Yes, they are Asmodeus. They are these are, so the pencils I'm using tonight, let me just show you guys what I'm going to be using. 1 second, let me get my whole arsenal. Hold on. And you thought I was never going to return. Well, here it is. Yes, I got a mechanical pencil and all of that. Here's all my stuff. Well, what we're using tonight is going to be these, this, that. Hey, there you are. That, the rest of this, and all of this. And all of these, and all of this. It's gonna go back. But yeah, I just wanted to dump that whole bag out because I can't. I carry that with me wherever I go. So, and I even have this. Now you might be like, what in the prison shit is that? This is how I like to get deeper shades. Yes, I take a whole H2 pen lead and put tape on it, and I will show you what I use this for. Because this allows me to get that real dark, hard shade, right? that real hard base shade. You know, like, you see what I'm saying? You get that real dark line work, right? You get that real dark, you know, and I like to do this just for like subtle detail because it's just enough, right? I don't need the whole pen. I don't want the whole thing. And see, I just do that slightly, and then I don't have to do much, right? And then you can just come in here and I can do, and you might be like, well, that's not technically how you're supposed to do that. Listen, I teach and I show you guys how to do art in the way of what I call enjoyment of art. I just enjoy it. I don't care about technicality. I don't care about form. I don't care about none of that mess. I care about it being fun, enjoying it for what it is. And there are technicalities to it and more technical stuff, but really, I promote fun with art. That's what I like to promote. Yeah, you can be a little bit more on the technical side. Yeah, you can be a little bit more focused on this, or you know, composition, or what, however you want to. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think a lot of people want to do art. They get intimidated by it because of all of the people that want to say you got to do it a certain way. You know, not everybody ties shoes. Sometimes they wear slides. Sometimes they wear Velcro shoes. You know, and art shouldn't be just a linear one-way path. It's supposed to be an expression of what you see in this world, or what you see somewhere else if you've been lucky enough to step out of this dimension and see the worlds around us. And if you haven't been able to see worlds outside of the one that we live in, well, you came to the right place, because I draw where I've been before. But you know, most normal human beings think, oh man, you look like a normal man. How did you go anywhere? Well, I am Mad Mel. I don't follow normal conventional rules of physics and laws. I am something of an anomaly. Which makes you an anomaly because you're here watching me and you're enjoying it. You're like, I don't understand what's going on, but I like the way this man talks, or this entity, or whatever in the hell I'm looking at. And you know what? You got the right idea. Whatever in the hell I'm looking at. None of that mess? Yes. None of that mess, indeed. There we go. Alright, so we got all of that there. We got that. Got the curvature there. We got everything here. Alright. So I don't know if shading it like I did might mess it up. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. There we go. The funny man-shaped nose this creature makes. I'm trying to see. Do you see a man's face in here? Because I didn't technically draw a face. But if you see a face, give me the coordinates so I can find it. Is it here? Is it here? Up here? Here? Where do you see the face? Or is it something else that I said? Because, you know, it's hard being in two dimensions at the same time. There we go. And I'm going to come through here and make this a little squiggly. That line is sharper, yeah. Nose. Ah. Funny mesh. Shaped noses. These creatures make. Ah, yeah. Funny shaped noses. I love it. Very nice, Asmodeus. Very nice. There we go. And that's also awesome. Yeah, Demetria. All right. Okay, let's add some ink. Noise, as in sound. Yeah, I figured, okay. I get it. Man, trying to read sideways is a pain in the ass. And I tried, and I failed miserably. But thank you for helping me get right. That was the only way for me to get right, is to have some assistance. So we got there, and I am happy for that. Now, I am very concerned if this brush here is going to destroy or make, because I like this fine tip, right? I like to use this for just certain things. Certain things meaning like certain lines, especially from far away, because, you know, the fine tip. But sometimes it doesn't want to act right, right? There we go. There we are. Look at that. Yeah, that's something. I like that. Face on the road. We're gonna go straight to the ink. That pen's cool, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it, but I trust this. There we go. Can you guys believe March is almost over? Crazy, huh? Gonna go grab a bite to eat. Be back in a moment. Fantastic. We will see you soon. In the meantime, we're going to sit here and we're going to pour some of this solution in here. And just like so, we have solution in a cup. This is a solution. So, at this point now, just to recap, I have started doing some of the line work. I also have done some of the ink. I'm not even going to lie. This is the point where either it starts looking good or it starts looking somewhat rough. This is usually that area, I should say, when that starts to happen. But, you know, so far it's looking pretty good. So far the line work looks like it's pretty good. I'm trying to work really hard on not making it as, quote, thick in the lines, trying to make them a little bit thinner. Because I thought about coloring it too. You forgot to eat today? Yeah, sometimes that happens. I've gone, I think the longest I've gone is 2.5 days of just forgetting to eat. Like, I just didn't even care. Like, I was just like, what's the point of food? Why do I need to eat food? That's not good to do. It's really not healthy for you. So if you're thinking about, oh man, well, I could do the same thing, don't do that. Don't do that. There's other ways of going about stuff, but at that time, it was, like I said, it was not intentional, but, you definitely don't want to just not eat a meal. And if you're trying to intermittent fast, that's hard too. You need to consult someone, a physician, do some research before just doing it all willy-nilly, because you can really mess yourself up. Gotta be careful out here with all these trends and fads and stuff, especially when it comes to like food and dieting. You gotta be careful. What might work for one person may not work for you. There we go. So when I'm using a calligraphy pen like this, I like to take my time, not putting a lot of pressure, not trying to rush it. The slower pen motions with a finer tip pen, it allows you to have a little bit more control. You can kind of do a little bit more. As you can see here, I'm able to get these like roots, and then the overgrowth and digging into the soil. It looks a little bit more natural. Even just putting the lines in the mushrooms even looks a little bit better just because of it. And it might seem intimidating at first to use a calligraphy pen, but it's really not. When you get an opportunity to actually try to use it, the main thing that you want to be careful of is like the pressure and understanding how the ink and how the pen works, how putting ink on the paper or canvas or whatever medium that you're using, whatever that you're trying to use, how it functions. Because you can get a lot of neat effects with calligraphy ink that you can't get with other things. And that also goes with like manga ink. Like if you decide to get like hand-drawn manga ink, that works just the same as like calligraphy ink too. Slight differences you'll notice, but I mean, just starting out, it doesn't really matter. You just want to get your hands on it and try. That's the biggest thing. At least with me, that's how I try to do things. Grab the tool, start using it, see how it works, and then doing some research on it doesn't hurt either. Any of you mad ones got any questions? Have any questions on what's going on today, or what I'm working on, or anything like that? Chat's open. Throw it in if you would like to ask anything. There we go. All right. Now we're going to pull this back a little bit and give this that look of the grassy look that I was trying to get. The one thing that you also get kind of spoiled on when you're doing pencil work in comparison to like whenever I'm doing anything on the computer is I'm looking at like, man, I can just drop this pencil layer, but I'm like, I can't because, I did all that actually on paper. So you kind of, switching back and forth is always nice. I think doing all three mediums is nice. Digital, hand-drawn, and painting, really keeps my skill up. And it would it would do so for you as well, because all three disciplines teach you something different that helps with the other. Like, for example, drawing like I am here with a calligraphy pen. I only got one chance to do it, and if I mess up, that's it. But because of that, every line I make has a purpose, a definition, a reason. So it's not just aimless drawing, right? It doesn't have like just meaningless flow. Everything I do has to have intention. Every stroke, every piece of a circle, line, hexagon, square, even that little dash right here has to have a purpose and a reason to it, because you have to be very precise with it. You have to put the pen a certain way, you have to hold it a certain way, you have to put a certain amount of pressure, you have to, so everything has intent. Everything isn't just wild chaos. You have to have some form of a plan, even if it's not much of a plan, even if it's just like, I want to just make these dashes just to make this look like something, right? See how that easily turned into a mistake? That right there is what I'm talking about. That turned into a mistake. Am I going to be able to fix that? Probably not. Probably not. This is one of those moments where you're like, oh man, what did I do? You're going to have to just deal with it. You're going to have to fix it. Or you just lean into it and you just keep working. Now, I'm not happy that happened, but it does. This is the price that you pay for using this type of tool. The calligraphy pen can do that. I didn't wipe off the tip, pause, right? I didn't clean that properly, so then that left residue, which allowed that to get onto the paper. And because I am using this Japanese calligraphy ink made for manga, as soon as the water made contact with that, it completely just solidified it, and it turned into that blob. So now I learned something new. I thought of it in theory, but I never saw it in action. Now I know, because, well, it just happened. But, this is also part of art. You gotta learn sometimes. You'll find out, oh man, I can do this or I can't. One of the bigger ones, it's also how certain mediums, like say for example calligraphy pen, ink, or any of that works on canvases. It does. You've seen me do it before. Is it hard? Extremely, because it's doing something that's not intentionally supposed to be able to do. Like, it's not designed for that. Can it? Yeah. Is it a pain? Yeah. Do you have to do a lot of stuff to get it to work? Yeah, of course. But the result is worth all the hassle. To get a very sharp, clean line on a painting with a brush is somewhat difficult, but with this pen, with the right type of ink, it turns it into a masterpiece. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Maybe have it your way, like Burger King. No, I'm just joking. Not a big fan of them. Not a big fan of fast food much anymore. I know some of you guys are like, oh man, I love it. Like, all I think of is the food, the fast of the food. And that's okay, But I've just been trying to get off of the fast food a little bit. There we are. I know I went dead on the stream for a minute, but I have hyper focus because you can see what's going on here. So sometimes my focus gets a little out there. You guys want me to zoom in some more? You guys can see this. Matt wants everybody able to see it. Okay. Do you need me to just zoom in? You're good here. It's looking nice. Where are we at? We're at the almost the 45-minute mark. We're making some progress. I don't know, man. I'm gonna see what we can do. Yeah. There we are. There we are. I need to find more music like this. Because I've been listening to music like this for like the last month, and I feel like my brain unlocked a new level, right? Like it just opened up and expanded. I don't know why. There we go. I'm going to give this just a second to chill for a moment, right? And while this is chilling for a second, I want this to cool down for just a minute. Reason being, and I know we're on a time crunch, you know, but, you know, I just, sometimes you have to let the ink settle, right? And also, should I add something in here? Like unexpected. Like, what do you guys want? Somebody want to see something weird in here? You know? Yeah, who wants to see something weird? You want to see something weird or you want to add something? Throw it in the chat. Let me know what you want to see in there. Yeah. Because I know I always think about what am I going to put in there? What am I going to do? What kind of picture am I going to do? What am I going to add? What am I going to put here? What am I going to put there? So, you know, but I want to see what you guys want to see. You want to see someone walking. You don't want to see nothing at all. You just want to see it like this. I know sometimes people think like, oh man, that's silly. I wouldn't. I don't want to say no. No. We creativity, opportunity. This is all here. It's fun. We're gonna learn how to have fun again. I'll give you Matt one some time. And I was thinking about, man, do I want to add something here? I thought about the Mushroom Man. I thought about bringing him here. You know, but I don't know if I really want to. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Yeah, I didn't know that was gonna work out like that, but it's turning out quite well. There we go. All right. Sitting here just thinking to myself, was that gonna work? Is this gonna work? I hope this line meets up well, because sometimes my lines, like here, got a little out of the normal pocket, so I wanted to bring that back around. Pull this up. You know, trying to go through all this and meet up all the lines can be a little mentally exhausting. That's why a lot of like sketches, especially if it has a lot of busy work on it, you know, some people always say like, oh man, you know, why are you having so busy, you know, all that kind of stuff, because, you know, it might need a lot. It has a lot going on. It has a lot of character. It has a lot happening, right? All right. That song was great. Let's see. A gnome? You want to draw a gnome stealing something? Okay. I'll put a little house somewhere. And I'll have the gnome running out of the house. Would that work? Is that do you think that would be kind of the thing? 'Cause I think that would be nice. There we go. You on the deadest eyes? Alright, so I'll probably have to put him up here. I have to put him closer. So the eyes can be seen. I'll make him almost look like, yeah, I'm stealing and I don't even care. I just do it because I can, because I want to, because I don't need anything I'm stealing. It's not because of necessity. It's because I just do it for the thrill of the game. I do it because I want to do it. I steal because I'm a thieving gnome. Is that it? That's easy. We can do that. That's much obliged. Can do, will do. There we go. Alright. So we just put a couple lines here. And see, this whole effect here with onion mushroom is really great. Did you know the human brain has receptors for mushrooms? Yeah, you do. We have receptors in our brain. Actually, human beings are considered to be a partially fungi. It's amazing what silly shit you'll learn from science. What do you mean silly, Mel? I mean silly in the way of like, what's that? Oh, we're made out of fungus? Oh, that's great. What else? Oh, everything that's made has a vibration and a frequency, and the only thing that's keeping us together is that our frequency hasn't been changed to make us fall apart. Oh, that's even better. See, science is great. Science tells you that nothing even is together. Everything is just held together by chaos, chance, and elemental forces that we don't really understand. You know, science is something. Science is kind of like, do it again. Hold my beer and do it again. You have no balls. I don't believe you. It's scientific fact. That's it. That's how it works. It's like, do it again. All right, do it one more time. I don't believe it. And then it's like, my hypothesis is I have no idea what's going on. That sounds like a scientific fact. I'm being silly now. Oh man, time is cranking down. Time is moving. What are we gonna do? Oh, those lines are too thick. Oh, I have something I wanted to share with you guys too, if you don't mind me throwing this out there. Um, if you guys have friends, if you have friends out there that you haven't seen in a while, or people that you care about and you haven't had a chance to talk to them, like actually like talk to them because I don't know, politics, things like that, stupid shit. I would say in the next coming months, not to be like doom and gloom or trying to do anything like that, but I would say try to spend time with friends, people that you care about. You know, you need to be around people that really uplift your energy. Being around stifling people, you can't do that this year. Stifling people need to just be where they're at. If they're not going to grow and they're not going to excel in life, you need to cut them loose. There's a lot of dead energy out there. There's a lot of corpses that want to masquerade like they're still living, and they're not. They're just gone. Don't lose your energy, because right now is an important time. We're in a whole different situation coming up soon, and you know, if you want to be on the right end of stuff, you know, you got to be in the right place, right? So sleep, you know, get your good rest. Watch the content that you're watching. If it's something that's too stressful or something that you can't really do nothing about, don't get involved with it. Politics and news, we know what's going on, right? Like we know, and anything that we're told is just not going to get any. It's just going to be the same thing. So choose to live and not be afraid, right? Choose to enjoy life. Live life. Don't be afraid of life. Live it. Yeah, weird stuff will happen. Yeah, something could happen. Hell, you can wake up tomorrow and your whole ass can fall off your body. You don't know. But what I will say is keep drawing, keep loving, keep enjoying life, keep doing. Yeah, gas might be high. Yeah, food might be expensive. But you know what? They can't take away your happiness. You know, shit only lasts for so long and then it's gone. You know, but make memories that you can remember. Have moments that they can't steal from you. Enjoy life, because, you know, even if you don't have a lot of money, you can always have experiences. And, you know, who's to say that people who have all the money in the world have actual experiences? It's all fake. I think after you hit a certain threshold of money, like, things become just irrelevant. Nothing's even real anymore. It's just like you're just marking time off on a clock, right? What do I know? Shut your mouth, Mel. You don't know. You're right. I don't. You know, I'm gonna have to get a reference picture for a gnome. I don't even remember what gnomes look like off the top of my skull. And we are now at the 9 o'clock hour. We have made it an hour through. This is what we got so far. Got most, if not all, of the line work filled in. I got like 2 or 3 little spots, right? Got 2 or 3. Like, it's just literally like right up here in that corner and everything. And then we get the gnome. And then once we get the gnome, then we have Gullah Gullah Island, right? Reading Rainbow. We got something. How many mad ones are still with me? You guys still hanging in there to the madness? I hope so. Alright, I think I found somewhat of a gnome. I mean, trying to find one that has like a, to use as a reference for a face, that's so. We chill, still alive, fantastic, that's good. And any of the others that may be watching that might not be logged in, I'm glad you're still here too. Like I said, I'm trying to find a decent one to work with. And man, they all look exactly the same. Alright, I think I got something. There we are. That's gonna do. I'll make it work. Alright. I tried to click like I was using something digital, like, oh, I could just click this away. I went to click, there was nothing to click because I wasn't using anything digital. I made a mockery of myself. I went to click, there was nothing there to click because I am not using digital work. I went to click on paper and there was nothing there to click. I went and there wasn't anything there. I went to click and there was nothing there. Alright, now we're going to try to come in here with the ink because, like, man. So, there we go. We're almost there. Making some progress here while we've been running for almost an hour and something. And we almost got most of it done. This little dude's feet are getting it. He's just like do 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 do, you know, shuffling away pretty fast, right? There we go. Alright, guys. And don't hold it against me if I say guys all the time, because that's the thing I say. So, you know, don't mean no harm by it in case if anybody's like, I don't like him saying guys. You know, it's just the thing I just say, you know. And see all these mushrooms have got something different with them. Like they're not all the same on the top. Like even their designs are a little bit different, a little bit funkier. Oh man, alright. So that looks pretty good so far. What do you guys think? So far so good? There we are. And let's go on and get this one fixed, and then that way we can just be done with this. Hey, and we're done. There. Alright. With that part. For the most part. Oh man, I wonder am I going to be able to get finished with this in time. What do you guys think? You think I'll make it? You think I want to make it in time and I want to finish it? Okay, let's see here. All right, now, before I do anything else, you guys want to see anything else added? This is your time. We're at that 15-minute mark. We're at that point of no return. If you want something added, be mad, throw it in here, tell me what you want. If you don't, and you're good with where it's at, then we will stay where we're at, and we'll just go on ahead and start shading it. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. You know, let you guys throw something into the chat. Let me know what you guys are feeling, what you guys would like to see. You know, don't be bashful. Of course, you got to be signed in to do so. It's not my doing. It's the overlords, right? So, but yeah, give it Give it a try. Check it out. See, what do you want? Think of something. Doesn't matter. We got the gnome running. We got the man. Anything else? Like I said, thank you guys for showing up tonight. This has been fun trying to beat the clock. Trying to race against the clock to see how fast I can draw. This is nice. I take that maybe as a no. Maybe you guys just ready to see it finished up. And you know what? That's okay too. Alright. Let's see. How am I going to do this tonight? I wonder if the paper can handle watercolor. Maybe. Not sure. Well, if nothing else. Right now I'm just adding some shading. I know it's kind of wild how I'm shading, but I'm shading it in a way that it makes sense, right? Or at least I want it to make sense. I'm gonna bring it down some so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. See a little bit more on that end, right? Right in here. I'm not going to go too heavy. I'm just getting enough that makes sense, right? I want this presence of shading here, even though I don't want it to be like taking up too much, because I got an idea here that I'm going to try to do. Curl the page. I was trying my best not to, but it ended up happening anyways. Sometimes that happens, you curl the page, you know. So all this is going to have like a light hue, except for like right in this area. So like coming out of there is going to have a little bit because of everything. That's back here, of course you can tell because you know you ran through a path of like all that mushroom mess, right? So we got that here. Now you can use a glove or you can use paper. I want to use just a normal paper towel. And I'm just gonna, what I like to do is just rub it in a circle. I make little circles and then kind of use my finger to just move it around, right? Because it's just graphite, right? So You want to just kind of move around. And what I'm doing here is I'm just lightly shading. I'm taking already what's already there, and I'm just moving it around, right? That's how I choose to do it. And you can figure out how to do this on your own, however it feels right for you. Oh man, we ran out of music. Uh-oh. You know what that means? Gotta find some more music. Well, at least I know now I got an hour and a half worth of music, so that's not too terribly bad. Get out of here. Oh, alright, here we go. Let me see. What can I find? What are we gonna do? Oh, you want some classical stuff? Is that how we're gonna finish it out? Just do classical music, just see what kind of silly mess I can pull up here. What do we got? No, I'm not gonna kill it with that. Here we go. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a sucker for harpsichord and violins. There we go. How does that look? Yeah, a little bit more. I agree. But subtle, right? Just enough. And see, this is where the painting, the calligraphy pen, all of this comes into play as well. Because you know exactly how much pressure to put. You're not bearing down, right? Because you're used to doing very meticulous lines, which helps you have better hand control. That's why I'm able to do this. I'm bearing down quite hard on the side of this, right? Like, you can kind of see how it's diamond up. Maybe not, but to me, it's literally in a diamond triangle shape from how I've been using it like this. So, there we go. My art teacher used to hate this when I was in school. Oh, man. You know how petty it is? Sometimes I wish I could go back and see my old art teacher and just be like, look what you created. You thought you could kill my inspiration and you did not. You know. Don't let nobody kill your inspiration. Somebody pick one solid color. I want to make this background that color. Everything else will be black and white and gray and shaded out and all of that, but I wanted to do a color, or maybe two. I'll blend them together. Everybody got a color? Anybody have an idea of a color that would match what's going on here? He doesn't even know why he steals. He just does it. All the other gnomes don't even particularly like him because he steals useless stuff. Like he stole a coffee mug full of just water. There's like, for what reason? No reason. Just for the thrill, right? There we go. Beautiful. Let's darken that up. Yeah. Little semicircles. There we go. There we go. Unfortunate situation. Boom. Unfortunate. There we go. All right. So, chat, what colors should we pick for the background? Or should we leave it black and white? Or do you want me to black out the background and do something with white paint, like a night scene? You tell me. We got 30 more minutes. Ooh. Decisions. Mel, why? Why don't you? No. I want to see. What will I use? I'm probably going to have to get some watercolor for this. That will probably be the best to use in this situation. Yeah. We're going to do some watercolor. So I'm going to prepare my palette. And we'll see what somebody throws in here. I'm interested to see. I am interested in seeing. Or if someone might say, don't. Leave it be. But I know my mad ones. You guys are just like, I want to see you destroy it in a beautiful way. This sounds like Final Fantasy VII. Like, I don't, you, like, Aerith and Cosmo Canyon and De La Soul, or Costa del Sol, or, yeah, it's weird. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go on and grab that. Nibelheim, you know. Let's see, right here sounds like that town that Barrett used to live at. Sounds like something that could have been used in that. Alright, let's see here. Watercolors have been obtained and I am now ready. Oh no, nobody said anything. Let's see. What do we want to do? $30 minutes. Let's see. Let's finish it. I want to tilt this up now. Here we go. Now we're going to be working up here. All right. So, decision time. There we go. Now we got the colors here. Yes, I color coordinate the tops. I'm thinking, what do you think? What are we thinking here? What do we think? Blue and orange. But Mel, if you do that, why don't you do the rest of it? No. No, we're gonna do this. This will work. This will work. Ah, water time. It's like you go, trust in the heart of the cards. I like to put a little drop of water into my palette before I add, you know, the paint, which I'm sure that's probably how you're supposed to do it. I usually use acrylic, so as you can see here, before I do anything, there it is. There's the water. Dance around, you see. And then I'm just going to add a little dollop. A little dollop. Wow. You silly, silly thing. Let me fix this before we end up having a situation. And that would suck. We had a problem. Uh-oh. There we go. A little bit of blue. A little bit of blue will do. I don't want no Resident Evil. Let's try something else. Ah. Beautiful. There we go. Ah. Got my brushes. Alright. There we go. Fun. I'll move this up some so that way you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Damn. I got dirty fast. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but oh well. I'm just going to dab it up over here. There we go. pushed the whole thing. Silly, silly me. All right, and then we do a little bit up here. Oh, this is one of my songs. I actually did. Long time ago. I think I was living in Florida at this time. There we go. Oh, the doctor hates when I play this. It makes him scared. I don't know why, but for some reason it does. Time for the blue. There we go. I think we have ourselves a nice looking picture here. I don't know about you guys. Oh, what a fun time we have had tonight. Beautiful. Yeah, that looks pretty. Look at that. Now we come in with... Well, I don't know what this will be, and I don't care right now. That's better. Uh-oh, is this gonna mess it up? I hope not. Oh, uh-oh. That was too saturated. Dadgummit. Oh well. See, accidents happen sometimes. It's a little too heavy on the watercolor and it almost bled that out, which could have sucked, but got a little bit of control with it. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Uh-oh, how much time do I have? Huh, I have 15 minutes left. Will I finish it in time? There it is. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty. Shit. I want to just say it. Hey, I hope you guys have had a great time being here. I know I have. I've had a great time having you here. Thank you for coming to the Madhouse and enjoying me paint an actual hand-drawn picture. Take the photograph. Now, I want to show you a little technique I like to do. Right? I want to just take a smidge, just a little smidge, right, of black paint. And I use this like a wash. Now, some of you might be watching and be like, oh man, what are you going to do with that? Okay, well, I'm about to show you. Now, I put a little bit more water with this because I want it to be very, very, very thin. Right. Sometimes I like to play around with this, especially if I want to do something really, really dark. I'll just use this to shade with. Make this really dark looking wash right here, right? And then once I get this, little trick that you can use also, you know, for shading, if you wanted to look a little bit different, or if you wanted to do something a little bit different, try something different, get you some water, like some watercolor, you know, and brush. You see what I mean? Like, you can just kind of just go in here and, you know, technically you're not doing anything besides just giving a little dab here, a little smidge here, right? You know, you're just brightening it up, even though it's already dark. Like, you just adding that little subtle touch, right? I just want it darker, but I don't want to. There we go. You see what I mean? Just there it is. Right, nighttime, shadow it out. Right. There we are. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty. There we are. Now, the only problem is if you run into something like what I just did there, where it gets really dark, you run out of control really fast because, yet again, it's, basically very muted, paint. Like, it's still watercolor paint, like, so it's going to dry fast. Like, that's, so there's pros and cons to using this. I need to just get rid of this or make a video with it or something because I get tired of it always popping up. Oh boy, we got the last 10. Let's see what we can do here. Are you satisfied? Never. That's a lie. There we go. Oh yeah, let's darken that up. If anybody wants to buy the original, why not? Why not? I'm going to go on ahead and say the original, this one right here, one of a kind, I want to sell this for $2,000 there. Why not? I'm kidding. Or am I? I don't know. Beautiful. Love it. Let's take a look. A full gander at it. Oh. We're missing something. That's right. Gotta put this here. I mean, if I don't, what is going on here? I want it to be dark too, so I'm not even going to add any real water to it. I want to see what happens if I add this. Oh, run, Mr. Gnome. Run. Run with your sad, depressed look on your face. Just doing it just for the thrill of the steal. $9.50. It is done before 10 o'clock. It is time for signature. Bang. Finished. We are done. Hey, look at that. That is awesome. So now, full shot. There it is. Damn. There. All right. I think it came out quite well. I hope it comes out clear. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Anyways, this is the finished product. I have to say, I'm quite pleased how this turned out. Nice little addition there at the bottom. Thank you, chat, for being in there. Who is tonight's top chat tonight? Uh-oh. Let's see. Alright, not bad. Ceterius. Then Usock and then Demetra. Nice. Awesome, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hold on. Where did that go? Wow, chat got crazy. There we go. I hope it's back. Anyways, we got that taken care of. We got that done. I want to see if it bled through, right? See, the cool thing with the wash is it puts a little bit of a wear on the back of the paper, but it doesn't destroy it. But yeah, here you go. That's pretty neat. I like that. Anyways, that was tonight's picture. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There we go. I'm going to cut that off and stop that. Oh boy. Oh man, where did I go? Right? It's not the same without all the extra lights on and all that extra stuff. So I will fix that. Oh. Whatever. Lighting is a little off. Anyways, I hope you all had a great time tonight. I had a wonderful time, and we beat the clock. Got done at 9:50. So, yeah, was able to finish it within 2 hours? Yes. Power of the yes. Right? So, I hope next time we try to do something a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe still stick with the Planet of Mushrooms. Might do a little something different next time. Right? Let's see here. What was I looking at? Honestly, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. To be honest with you guys, I didn't. I didn't know where I was going with it. If you enjoyed my stream, definitely come back on Tuesday. I stream at 8 p.m. Central. So definitely stop by again. Yeah, motivational word of the day or night, whatever, week. Trying to think of something that is going to be helpful. You can only do what you can in this world. So do the best that you can, right? And always remember that your creativity is something that you were given. Don't let somebody else take that from you. Embrace the madness. Enjoy art. Create something new. Don't worry about if it looks good or not. Do it because you enjoy it. You know, that's why I do it. So I hope that you guys enjoy your week until we see each other on Tuesday. I'm going to be finishing up Bishop, and then I'm going to go on ahead and I want to redo Nightcrawler. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing with that. It's going to take too long to finish it. So I'm going to redo him, and then I'm going to do Cable and Xavier, and then once I'm done with that, I think I'm going to do some stuff, something different. I got caricatures I want to do, so we'll be doing that next. So kind of a heads up. So anyways, I am out of here. If you like the content I create, definitely hit that subscribe button. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. You know how to find me. Embrace the madness. I'll see you soon.